Well, one of the cornerstones of President Trump's campaign was immigration reform, and it's looking like one of the first bills he could sign into law will help him deliver that promise.
That bill has a Georgia connection. It's called the Laken Riley Act, which is aimed at strengthening immigration enforcement. Fox 5's Tyler Fingert joins us now here in studio with the latest on what this bill means. Tyler?
Yeah, and there's a very good chance the Laken Riley Act actually becomes the law of the land by the end of the week. It would require immigration and customs enforcement to arrest and detain illegal immigrants that commit certain crimes.
There were claps on Capitol Hill Monday night after the Laken Riley Act cleared the Senate with bipartisan support by a vote of 64 to 35. Several Democratic senators, including both from Georgia, joined Republicans to overcome the legislative filibuster.
I think it's just an indication that the American people are demanding action on what's going on into that southern border.
Georgia Congressman Mike Collins is the author of the bill that was named after 22-year-old former nursing student Laken Riley, who was killed last year by an undocumented immigrant in Athens. Her killer, Jose Ibarra, has since been convicted of her killing and was sentenced to life without the possibility of parole.
The whole system failed Laken Riley, and this can help ensure that this may not ever happen to another family.
The initial bill required immigration and customs enforcement to arrest and detain illegal immigrants who take part in theft-related crimes. But senators added some additional crimes, including assault of a law enforcement officer and killing or seriously injuring another person.
This piece of legislation is common sense, just a good, solid law enforcement bill that's going to help our local law enforcement contact ICE when these people are committing minor-level crimes.
The bill will also allow states to sue the Department of Homeland Security for damages endured by citizens due to illegal immigration. Representative Collins says he expects the bill to be taken back up by the House on Wednesday.
It will be the first bill that is laid on the desk that President Donald Trump will have the opportunity to sign, and I know that he's looking forward to getting this into law as well.
As long as no more amendments are made, Representative Collins says he expects the bill to pass tomorrow. The bill is a priority, and if all goes according to plan, it will be the first bill President Trump signs as he starts his second term.
And it seems like this bill has bipartisan support, too.
Yep, both Georgia senators and then also senators from Arizona, Kelly and Gallego did it. So several other ones as well. So a lot of people are on board with this.
All right, Tyler, thanks so much.
Thanks, Tyler.